welcome to another of my pick a card reading. So today's reading is going to be about what does your marriage life look like? Or if you don't resonate with marriage, then what does living with your partner look like? Cohabiting with your life partner, what it's gonna be like. So I got 3 pie here. The first one is this rose quartz. The second one is this Amazon night. And the third one is raw moonstone. So pick whatever pile that are called to you, and please remember this is only a general reading, so if you don't resonate with the message, please just leave it. And of course, at the end of each pile, I'll be giving you my original poetry, and this time I'll be using my love journal, love poetry from this puppy. I have a lot of love poems, so I'll be giving that to each pile. And yeah, thank you so much for being here and watching my video. So yeah, let's go. Hi, pile 1, whoever shows this rose card. So today we'll be looking at what does your married life look like? Your married life with your person. But if you don't resonate with a married life, it could also be co-living, cohabiting together with your partners, with your life partner, and what would that be like? So I already shuffled the card. So this is an animal spirit card. It's gonna represent you in your married life. And you got the dragon. And your person in the married life, they are represented by the oyster and the hummingbird. And your married life is represented by the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Diamonds, and the clarifier for that is the Daughter of Swords. And this is the love code from, you could say, you in your married life. Everybody got a dark side. Do you love me? Can you love mine? I think that's a song. Kelly Clarkson, Dark Side. It's really good if you want to check it out. The promise you asked for will always be kept with me. You'll always be safe. My everything. This is my home. And a quote from the person when in your married life. You're here with me in spirit, and even though I do curve your touch, apart we are not. This is from my poem as well. It is a frightening thought that in one fraction of a moment you can fall in the kind of love that takes a lifetime to get over. So that's a quote. So 66 might be a significant number for you, and you might be a fire sign like Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. If not, that's fine. And your person might be either a water sign or air sign. Yeah. So let's see what does your married life entails. Your married life with your person is represented by the 10 of Pentacles. It's a very good card to have because 10 of Pentacles is about completion, it's about family, it's about abundance, it's giving it's giving fulfillment in every aspect. So your married life is very very fulfilled in material, in spiritual, in emotional, in mental realm, in every realm. I feel like you and your partner, the person you're married to, is very complement to you. Like you guys complement each other. I don't think you guys are opposite, but I don't think you are similar either. So there's this balance point where you both fulfill what the other need, you know. Vice versa, if one of you is a creative person while one of you is it's more practical and analytical person, you guys, instead of headbutting and, you know, focus on the differences, your differences is a strength that complete each other and fulfill where the other is needed, if that makes sense. I just got that in your married life, I mean your house, I think you will have a pool, a swimming pool. That's very specific. I don't know who always want to have that, but in your married life and the house you live in, you will have a swimming pool. Yes, like I said, your married life is very abundant, very settled, as in you guys are doing good financially. There's nothing to be worrying about. I feel like you guys are living your life lavishly, but privately, I feel like if you are in the spotlight in some way, as in if you are a well-known person or you are on your way there to be some kind of a well-known person in the spotlight, if not you, then it might be your partner. Like one of you in the married life is in the spotlight. Like for example, there might be a famous, you or them might be a famous writer, famous YouTuber, anyone, or just know a lot of people or have to know a lot of people because of your job. And either it's you or your partner that gonna be in the spotlight, I don't know, but if one of you is in the spotlight, the other is in that married life, they're completely opposite. As in this example, right, if one person work in a company and there always gonna be a company like party, you know, year-end party, Christmas party, but that person is very well known in the company and everyone know them because they're in a high position and everyone know this person and know that they are married, but that person never bring their partner to the party, so everyone is really in the dark or very curious about who is the person partner is, because they never bring them to the party. Like their spouse is very mysterious, yeah, that kind of vibe. So I don't know which one you're gonna be, but it's like that vibe. The one person is very in the spotlight and the other person is literally like very mysterious, like no one really see them, in the dark, they're very hidden away. And I think it's by choice. I feel like the oyster and the hummingbird is feel like they don't want the spotlight on them, they don't want, you know, the media, the eye on them. They're very private. Yeah, they're very discerning about who can see their married life, or who can observe, or who have a, you know, a look in. I feel like you guys, you and your spouse, very discerning on who can see your lifestyle and what your married life is like. I feel like you guys live really abundantly and lavishly, and but you don't show off at all. Like if you, like I said, if you have a pool in your house, not a lot of people would know that because you don't really show off what you have and how you live. You're very discerned and private about that, about your love life, about your married life, about your lifestyle in general. In your married life, I feel like again, very fulfilled. I feel like you both are at when you marry after. I feel like you both feel like you are at a point of peak in life, or even a point of after the peak, as in when you peak there's a settling down and you're just feel fulfilled and you feel like you don't need anything anymore because you're satisfied, you're content, and all you want to focus on is having a good time or like appreciating life. And I feel like that would be after your married life, like your marriage, your wedding might be your peak, and after it might be your after peak, as like I mentioned, like very very peaceful. Yeah. And I feel like just for some of you, if you want to have have a baby, I feel like you in your married life you will have that. Just for people who want that, you will have it. And I feel like it's pretty soon after you marry. Like it doesn't take long at all. And if not a human baby, then you will definitely adopt or have a fur babies like dogs, pet cats. In your married life, you're just very private and you like spending time with each other and your family and your close friend. You don't like sharing what your married life is like at all in public. There's some people who even vlog about their married life, or post online, or very open about their married life and what they do in their daily life. And that's fine. It's not, there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like your married life is not like that at all. It's very very private. A lot of people would be curious about like, what do you guys do after you marry each other? Like, what do you guys talk about? I feel like both of you feel very appreciative of your relationship, feel very grateful. I feel like you both in the married life, when you get married and after, you feel like faded. You both feel like your union is faded. You feel like it was a gift from the divine, or that everything that leads you here is a divine plan, and you feel very grateful. Both of you feel very grateful to have gotten married to each other, to found each other, to be with each other and coexist with each other and live together. You feel very lucky, you feel very blessed, and you both feel like you were the chosen one, you could say, because you both could never imagine a life like this in your wildest dream. Just like for context, for example, it's like you or your partner might go like, oh, in my wildest dream, when I marry, my house would have a swimming pool. But it's like a wildest dream. But in your married life, you achieve that. You both, in your married life, you both get exactly what you want and more. It's like whatever you want to, whatever you dream of, it happened. As in, if you dream of a house with a French style garden, like for example, that's where you're gonna live after you marry. What do you call that when you marry and you have a house for that? A marriage house? What do you call that? A mansion? I don't know what you call it, but yeah. So when you marry, you're gonna live in the house and you want a French style garden, and either you or your spouse make it happen. You got what you want, whatever fantasy vision board you have of your dream house, your dream life that you're gonna live with your partner. It Ten of Pentacle, it manifests. It became a reality in your married life. you got exactly what you dream of. If you want to live in an Italian style house with your family, you'll get that. It's like your married life is full of possibility that you could only imagine before. For some of you, like I mentioned, you might have a swimming pool in your house, or for some of you, you might live near the beach or near a large body of water like a river. And I see you living quiet lifestyle in your married life, not too much people. Like I said, very private. Maybe you and your spouse and your little family, and surrounded by nature, countryside even, but not modest. Not modest. It's very grand. Like if you live in a countryside surrounded by nature, you're not living in a cottage. You guys are living in a mansion with this Ten of Pentacles, and very lavish, but not overly like unnecessary. It's very lavish but classic. Yeah, your married life is very drama free. I feel like you guys don't have a lot of fight. I feel like before you both were married, or before you got in together, I feel like both of you as an individual had gone through a lot already individually. Like you might have gone through a lot of tests of fate. I feel like you both were praying for a soulmate or someone, praying to fall in love, because I feel like before you met there wasn't any luck. So that's why I say when you meet and when you marry, you feel very blessed and feel very lucky to have met each other, to have found this person. Like both of you feel this toward each other. It's like a divine gift. It's like all the waiting that you done was worth it, Like if this is the person I'm gonna marry, I have no problem waiting for another 10 years. Just an example. It's like that. It's like if you told me that I'm gonna marry this person, then I wouldn't even complain. I wouldn't even care what I have to go through to get here because it's all worth it. That's both of you point. I feel like you fit together really well. It's like you just meant to be together, When you marry, you just like feel so natural. Like this is what it's supposed to be like. This is what it's supposed to be. There isn't huge adjustment to the lifestyle or personality. I feel like you're just carrying on as normal as when you were together dating, when you weren't married yet. So when you're married, it's like nothing much changed except the status. Yeah, but you're very compatible with each other. You help each other fill the gap that are needed. I feel like you but like I said, you don't really go public much with each other. Like if you have social media, you don't really post, maybe once in a while, but yeah, you don't really post your relationship. I don't know what that is about. Maybe it's because one of you is very in the spotlight in some way. That's why it's very kind of bit it's not dangerous, but it's a bit exposed to post a couple photos. I feel like your wedding was very huge, like very huge, very very, what do you call that, very big, like expensive. Yeah, very expensive. And I feel like there were even media coverage, magazine coverage. Like it was a huge deal. It was in the public eye in some way. Your wedding were in the public eye in some way. It's very exposed, as in a lot of articles, a lot of media make a post, make a comment about it. So I feel like one of you is really in the public eyes. You are in the married life, you are each other energy. as in energy renewal, energy pill. I feel like if you guys feel both exhausted in life or in your work, but when you come home and spend time with each other, you feel instant renew, instant revigorated, like rejuvenated, like I'm not even tired anymore. I feel like you love spending time together, just doing normal things. But I don't think you guys are normal, as in I don't think you are normal middle class people. I feel like one of you is very wealthy. Like one of you is in the spotlight. It could be you or your partner, and one of you is very extremely wealthy. So that's why I say you're not normal. But other than that, you guys are like just normal average married couple, you know. In your married life, I feel like one of you is the provider, as in one of you go to work and one of you stay at home. I don't know which one. I don't know if that's you or your person, but there's a balanced energy of one go to work and one just stay at home and, you know, do domestic things like stay with your pet or your kids or gardening or cooking. And I feel like the one that's going to work, like, do something grand, like I said, might be in the spotlight, might know a lot of people, and they might have a very important job. But when they come home, I feel like when they come home, they just shed all of that identity and become just a normal partner at home and do domestic things together. I see your married life is you do a lot of domestic things together, like cleaning together, cooking together, hang out in the garden together, play with your pet, your kids together. It's all very normal, but very fulfilling, very joyful, very like full of happiness, and you both feel very blessed to have finally made it to this chapter of your life. I feel like I said, you don't really fight with each other. There isn't that much disagreement, but I feel like if there is any shadow traits that come up, any triggers, you both are not shy away from it or each other. You both accept each other dark side. Like for example, if one person have depression and there are some days it really, you know, take them by surprise or consume them in some way, the other person is very understanding and will be there for the person that's going through that. Like, and the person who's, for example, suffering from depression will not shy away from their partner or hide or like go through it alone. They would be very open and very rest assured that they're not going through it alone. So you guys are a team, you work together, and you're always there for each other through thick and thin, and through sickness and hell, and also through like dark side or light side of your life. If one person that's going to work is stressed with their job, the one that home wouldn't take it personally, and they will do every which way to help them relax and to make them focus on other things. It's like you guys know what each other needs, and it's very balanced. It's not like one is trying to please the other. It's very balanced. Like I know that, for example, if the dragon know that oyster need to be cuddled with because they are going through something, they will be there, no hesitation. And if the oyster know that the dragon is very busy at work and they need time by themselves, the oyster would be understanding. Yeah, it's like you both are very understanding of each other's circumstances as individual. You respect each other as partner, as married couple, or as partner, but you also understand that you guys are also individual who have, you could say, individual experiences different experiences, and you just can't lump that with everything. It's like, I know that you're a whole person by yourself, and you have your own life and your own hobbies separate from a married person, and I respect that. It's like that kind of vibe. It's like both of you won't reduce each other to just one identity, as in a married person or you're my partner. Like, they don't do that. They know that you are my partner, but also you are like a YouTuber, but you also this. It's like you guys don't reduce each other to just one thing, and that's amazing. Your married life is very secure, as in there isn't any threat or any doubt of you could say divorce or breaking up. It's like after you marry, it's like that's it. The deal is sealed. There's no more doubt or second guess, or even a glimpse of maybe this is the wrong decision. There's none of that. I feel like you guys understand that this is for life, and it's very secure. It's like no one or nothing or any circumstance will be able to break this marriage apart, as in nothing could happen that could separate you guys, and you guys know that. It's a very secure married or partner life. Yeah. So pile 1, I'm gonna give you Whisper of Love deck for your love language, to see what is your love language in this marriage. So for the love language of the dragon, what is the love language in this reading, in the marriage? What is the dragon love language in the marriage? Oh, sorry. Cool. Got 2, and the oyster love language in the marriage. Oh, 2 as well. Oh, 3. It's okay. I'm not gonna read the guidebook. Just gonna read the card. So for the dragon love language is number 36. Turn on your heart light. Reflect on a time when you experience love. And number 50. Consider your foundation. Look at how committed you are to love. Yeah. So if you see this card, it reminds me of what I mentioned. You see, so this is like a house you would be living in. Like, you see this couple. I feel like the house that you live in after your marriage, it's like this. It's very grand. It's very it's expensive. It's very grand, but it's not overtly tasteless. It's very classic, beautiful, and surrounded by natures and animals. Like this kind of house you can see here. Yeah, I feel like you live in such a nice house. That's why I feel like one of you is not like really keen on leaving the house. Like one of you like to stay home and, you know, just garden, just play with your animals and just live in that house. And the oyster love language is number 42. Rest and relaxation is essential. We all have fundamental need to take a break. I feel like the one that like to stay at home would be the oyster, hummingbird, and the one that go out to work would be this, the dragon. And number 19, express love to gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. And number 23, take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. Yeah, I feel like... So I have no idea who you are in this spread. So take it if you resonate, if you're the dragon or the oyster. But I feel like one of you, I believe it's the oyster, would have to take a chance on love, as in... when you guys are married, one of you have to move country. There's a lot of that instant, right? If you have a partner, or if you marry a person who, you know, in a different country from you, of course you have to move to that country and be with them. So I feel like one of you have to move really far away to live with your person and this house together. But I feel like it is a big chance, you know, to leave behind your family, you know, towards a new beginning. It is a scary chance, but it's like you did take a chance on love, and your lives, the oyster life is changed forever, and I don't think they regret it at all. I think they glad that they take that chance, that they marry the person they marry and take that leap and move to live with them. And yeah, I feel like the oyster love language is rest and relaxation. I feel like the oyster would be the person to stay at home, and the dragon is the person who go to work, and the oyster would find a way to help the dragon rest and relax, yeah, as the love language, because they might be busy at work and stressed with work, but the oyster is there to help them relax, you know, by even I feel like the oyster presence and energy is enough to help the dragon like relax. They don't have to do much. You guys just have to spend time together, and I feel like the dragon will feel instantly relaxed and, you know, rested. And yeah, love language for the oyster have a love language of gift giving. So they might cook for the dragon, or they might make some handmade cards or knit some sweater for the dragon. But their gift is very sentimental, very personalized, and yeah, that's one of their love language. And love language for the dragon is that, like I mentioned, they are very committed. Like they know that this relationship is for life, and they will do anything to keep it. Every decision they made will be for the relationship, not against it, not anything to jeopardize it, you know. So their love language is every decision they make will be for their marriage, their relationship. And I feel like their love language is creating loving environment. I feel like the dragon really appreciate the oyster present, the oyster values, and their value help the dragon realize their purposes in what are they doing it for, you know. What are you going to work for? What are you fighting hard for? What are you even living for, you know? What are you doing this for? As your base, like your deep question, like what are you doing this for? And I feel like the dragon feel like they're doing it for the oyster person, their marriage, their life, their partner, their family. Yeah, their love language is like they have a good reason to do what they do. Yeah, I think it's the dragon that have to go to work and also have an important job, maybe even a job in the spotlight. And I think their job is very important, but maybe extremely hard or stressful. And sometimes they wonder, like, what are they even doing this for? Like, why are they doing this job for? And I feel like when they think of their person, of their life partner, the oyster, they instantly, you know, grounded in the reason. Oh, I'm doing it for that person. I'm doing it for my family. I feel like the job is very important, but also very good, as in good for the world, as in very beneficial to the people who need what they do. Like, for example, like a lawyer or a judge or someone in a high position that fight against the injustice of the world. So their job is very important, but it's very hard. They're very good at it, and I feel like the reason they can keep fighting and keep going and doing this is because they have a strong foundation, or they have a strong reason, and like a strong, support. The person behind them, the supporting them, is the oyster, and I feel like the oyster gives the dragon so much strength to do what they do. To fight for injustice. Pie 1. I'm gonna give you an original poem written by me, and this one is special because it's a love poem. This journal is full of love poems written by me, so I'm just gonna give you one to represent your married life. And since you got the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Diamond, you got number 10. It's called Lover, and I wrote it on the 2nd, so the February. So you might get married on the month of February. Just a hint. Okay. Lover, and we feel safe in each other's arms. I know you would protect me from harm, because lover, I would do the same. With no one else will we ever feel like this again. No one else can call my name like how you call me. No one else can set my soul free. Nowhere else we'd rather be, because lover, you belong with me. Yes, like I mentioned, no one else. It's like this marriage, this relationship, this lifelong partner is like lifelong. It's like there's no one else that does it for me now. It's like you're it. That's how you think of each other, of this marriage. It's like you're it for me. There's no one else. And I feel like you guys like to spend time together and bath in each other's company, and you might call each other, your nickname may be like lover. You might have a special nickname that you call each other, in your married life. So that's one thing. And so pie 1, that's it for the reading of what does your married life look like, or what does it like to live with your partner. And I hope you enjoy that reading. So don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you for being here and watching my videos. And if you want to listen more of my original poetry, you can follow me on Instagram below. Thank you. Bye bye. Hello, pie number 2. Whoever chooses this Amazon night. So today we'll be looking at your marriage life, or your life with your partner. If marriage doesn't resonate, then just life with your partner. And I already draw the card, so this card represents one of you in the marriage, the crow and the black egg. I admit that I have no idea which one you are in the relationship, so it's up to you to decide which one sound more like you. And if you resonate with the crow, then the crow is you, and the person you are married to is the black egg, and vice versa. And the card representing your marriage is strength, and the clarification for that is Mother of Swords. And a quote from the crow is, have I known you 20 seconds or 20 years? Wow. And the black egg is, our eyes met and spark flies. It does seem like that, at least in my mind. Here we go again, my soulmate. I feel like right away, I feel like you guys are soulmate. And this is not necessary about the marriage or the wedding. It's more like of when you guys first meet. I feel like when you meet each other, I feel like the crow will be able to know right away that the black egg is their person, is their soulmate, or the crow is very psychic, and I feel like the crow know right away that they're gonna marry the black egg. It's like when you met someone, you just know like, oh, I'm gonna marry this person. That's just like from the first meeting right away. And I guess they're right, because this is about you guys' marriage or cohabiting partners. So 2, I feel like your relationship or even your marriage is a spiritual one. I feel like you both are spiritual people, especially the crow, and I feel like you work together or will work together even before your marriage. Like you are co-worker or work together in some way before you even marry, and even after you marry you still work together. Yeah, like give me a vibe of example like a writer and an editor. Yeah, something like that. And I feel like the crow is very psychic, and I feel like they saw the black egg coming, or they know who they are, or they know that they're gonna marry this person. So yeah, with this have I known you 22nd or 20 years, I feel like you might be you might have a past life connection, or you know each other in the past life. And I feel like the crow know that. I feel like when you meet each other, you feel like when you meet each other, it's like you already know each other. Like you seem familiar, or even when you guys are married, it feel like it's not the first time. Yeah, I feel like when you guys marry each other or live together as partner, you feel like this is not the first time. I feel like we did it before, maybe in another life. Yeah, I feel like we've been married before, you could say. I feel like in your married life, you guys pretty much do your own things, but also it give me a vibe of like power couple. Like I feel like when you guys are married, you both have energy to pursue your goal, to go after your goal, to accomplish what you set out to do. I feel like you guys work together, yeah, in some way, and you work in a very significant area where maybe it's spiritual or for a good cause. And even when you guys are married, you guys prioritize what you do a lot, not in a toxic way, but in like it's a good cause, a good cause. So like for example, you guys might build a charity together, like organize a charity organization or something to do with a good cause. And yeah, I feel like you have a modest small wedding surrounded by family and close friend, and even in a sacred area, sacred place, a place that you deem sacred or have a spiritual connection to, like in front of a big tree in a forest or in a sacred temple. Yeah, your wedding is very small but very sacred. Yes. And I feel like in your wedding, sorry I'm talking about your wedding a lot, not your married life, but that's what I get. In your wedding, you vow to each other. It's very beautiful. It's like poetry. It's very beautiful. Maybe one of you is a writer in some way, or you do that as a hobby, because your vow to each other is very magical, and it made people shed some tears. And yeah, I feel like this is a very, very highly spiritual connection. It's more of, this reading is more of a connection between you two rather than your married life. So I'm just gonna go with that. I feel like you help each other fulfill your potential or your life purpose. It's like if one of you have a life purpose to teach a class, for example, the other would support that or even help make it happen in some way, and vice versa. Like if one of you have realized their life purpose in some way, the other person would really really have a hand in making it happen. So you guys are very supportive of each other. You guys might have a psychic connection as well, as in telepathic connection. I feel like even when you guys are separate, as in if you guys are not physically close, for example if one person is somewhere far away, like abroad for work, or they have to go somewhere, I feel like you guys still have can still feel each other energy. So yeah, that's very psychic. It's like even if you like have the world away, I still feel your energy, that type of relationship. And I feel like you guys can't or even won't or even vow not to lie to each other. I feel like you can't lie to each other anyway, because like I said, you have psychic connection or telepathic connection. So it's like if one of you lie, the other person would know. So there's no point lying to each other, and I don't think you would do that. I feel like in your marriage life you guys are very honest with each other about you guys' feeling, you guys is like what you need or what you want to do in life. As in, I feel like none of you stifle like your dream, your aspiration, your goal in each other present to make them feel inadequate in any way. It's like if you have a big goal, big dream, you don't feel childish or silly to voice it to your partner. You'll feel so confident and so supported to be able to voice your most fantastical dream, and you know that your partner wouldn't make fun of you for it. They wouldn't go like, oh, that's silly, that's a dream, that will never happen, or it's difficult. Yeah, they won't do that at all. Like both of you, like vice versa, if you both have a big dream of something, a big goal to accomplish, you would say it out loud, voice it to each other without fear of what the response would be. And yeah, you guys are very supportive, and I feel like you guys are each other muse. Like in your marriage life, you are each other inspiration. I feel like you guys are spiritual teacher, artists in some way. So if that's not your main job, then it might be hobby. And I feel like what you both do really inspire each other. Like just for example, if the black egg is a poet or a writer, their work really inspire the crow, and if the crow is a painter or an artist in some way, their work really inspire the black egg. It's like you guys is living inspiration for each other, as well as a muse for each other. It's like if they write book, their muse is their partner, the crow, and vice versa. And I feel like you guys really inspire each other to go after your goal, to do what you love, and to spend time doing what you love. Like if you love painting, like if the crow love painting, the black egg will really support the crow in that, even help them like buy equipment, build a studio for them even. Yeah, that's how far you guys supported go. And if the crow know that the black egg love to write poetry or love to write story, then they would buy them a lot of books on that genre, or bring them to a live event signing of their favorite author. Yeah, it's like you guys are very supportive of each other interests. And if one of you is spiritual, so for example in this marriage life, if the crow is spiritual and they do spiritual thing like tarot reading, astrology, palmistry, whatever it is, the black egg is very supportive of that as well. They won't like make fun of it and look down on it. They really respect what the crow is doing and really support them in their spiritual journey. and even interest in it, even become interest or curious. Yeah, if one of you is spiritual in the relationship, in the marriage life, is very very supportive in that. Like I said, this is very a psychic connection. I feel like you guys you have a strong connection even prior to like marriage. So for example, if you were in your dating phase, like you haven't married yet, there's just strong connection, as in you would feel their energy, you know how they're feeling even though you're not there. You can read their mind, you can read what they're thinking, you can feel their emotion, you know if they like something or not, even though they don't show that reaction. It's like both of you have a very strong psychic connection prior to getting married, and I feel like even after you get married it didn't lessen in any way, but I feel like you both are used to it, you know, you're both like used to that. It's like if one of you is feeling upset, the other would feel that right away and know that, oh, it's not mine, it's their feeling, and need to see what they're upsetting about. It's like you guys just got used to feeling each other emotion. It's not in a way of like all consuming and losing yourself in it, or like you can't like tangle of emotion and you can't tell which one is whose. It's not like that at all. It's just like you can feel an extra emotion that, oh, this feel foreign, it's not mine, and yes, it's not, it's your person. Yeah, so before you meet this person, if you haven't, on the meeting, I feel like you're gonna dream about them a lot. So this is about marriage life, but I just have to say that before you meet this person, if you haven't, you will dream about them a lot, and vice versa, they will dream about you too, dream about your person, who you are, or just your energy in general. I feel like in your married life, you might live in a modest house as well. I just see a cottage, a small wooden cottage in the countryside, in the forest. Or another thing I'm seeing is like a farm, a ranch, like with horses, a farm, animals, chicken, cows, like a farmland, a beautiful farmland in the countryside. You guys' your marriage life is very modest, very simple, very, you could say, organic, like live with the land. You might grow your own food together, you might raise animals, chickens, run a farm, rescue animals. Yeah, I feel like that whatever you do is a good cause. You might run a summer camp, like for spiritual people, or like run a class in some way. Like I said, if the crow is spiritual, for example, if they're a spiritual master, a spiritual teacher, you might run a camp, run a class, and the black egg is very supported in that. Your marriage life is very simple. I don't know if you have kids, so I don't see that. If that's what you want, if you don't resonate, it's fine, but I don't see. I feel like you might not have it after your marriage. Your marriage life is very quiet, very peaceful. I feel like you both with the tea, like drinking tea a lot, just sitting and reading books and writing, and yeah, by your front porch, watching the sunset together, drinking herbal teas, spending time with your animals, reading books. It's more of cohabiting. I feel like like I mentioned, I feel like your marriage life, you guys are each other inspiration to grow, to pursue your calling, to do what your heart wants to do. And yeah, like I mentioned, you both are very passionate people, and I feel like you have no problem speaking the truth to each other. If you feel upset, for example, if you feel upset about something or about your person, you wouldn't hesitate to bring it up and sort it out. I feel like you both of you doesn't like to keep things in, or like to keep things fester, because that will come up later and create like resentment, and you both know that, so you both make it a point to bring it up right away if you feel upset or if you have a problem with each other, to prevent resentment growing toward each other. And that's your love for each other, and that's your promise to each other, and your vow to each other to do that, to speak up about your needs, to speak up about your opinion, to speak up about what's bothering you, to prevent passive aggressiveness and other. I feel like one person, a crow, might be an air sign, so that's Aquarius, Gemini, Virgo. Virgo. And the other person might be air sign as well. Gemini, Aquarius, Virgo. You both might be air sign. If you don't resonate, that's fine too. I feel like word of affirmation is both of your love language. I think you have that in common in your love life, and I feel like you doesn't hold back in your marriage life. Like, you don't hold back on your love language at all. I feel like you would say I love you a lot, you would compliment each other a lot, you would say good job, or you would give your partner, and vice versa, compliment a lot. It's like, wow, you look good today, or you look amazing, or you did a great job. I feel like praise and compliment is a normal part of your relationship, of your marriage life. It's a normal and welcome thing that you both do to each other, so that's very amazing. Okay, pile 1, I'm gonna give you a whisper of love deck to see your love language in the marriage. So I'm gonna go with the crow love language. What is the crow love language? What is the crow love language in this marriage life? Okay. And then what does the black egg love language in this marriage life? So like I mentioned, you both not afraid to speak up about what problem you have in the relationship, and I feel like the only reason you both feel so comfortable doing that is because in your marriage you both really listen to each other about what each other have to say. So for example, if in this marriage, if you have a problem with your partner or you're upset to them about something, you have no problem speaking up, and because you know that they're gonna listen to you, because you know that they won't take it the wrong way, or they won't, get triggered and blame you for the problem that you bring up. It's not gonna be like that. So you know that your partner will listen to you, and reason why you are upset, that's why you don't hesitate to bring up your concern. So that's amazing. So the black egg love language, and vice versa. You also in the marriage you would listen to your partner reason as well, without like making it about yourself. So black egg love language. Okay, so 2 flew out. I'm just gonna take those. For the crow love language is number 1, listen with your heart. You are listening but need to hear with a loving heart. Number 1. And number 7 for the black egg love language. Number 7, the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. And 30, true love, this love is once in a lifetime. I feel like the crow is a very good listener in the marriage life. I feel like they don't like this card. They don't listen with just their ears, but they listen with their heart. So yeah, they can hear what the partner aren't even saying. Yeah, because you guys does have a psychic connection, so you can hear and see beyond the level surface. You would know right away that your person is upset, even though they haven't shown their reaction, or if not obvious. So yeah, the crow is very psychic, and I feel like the love language is also forgiveness. The crow is very forgiving to themselves and other. And the black egg is, yeah, one thing, it might not resonate for all of you. Your person that you're gonna marry to might be your childhood friend. That's fine if it's not, if you don't resonate. It could be your, like I say, past life partner, like you had a relationship with them before in the past life and you are doing it again, like a full circle. It's like, this is not a first rodeo, we've been married before, but in the past life, something like that. And I think you love each other so much that you might want to get married again in this life. You know, it's like, oh, I love being married to you in the past life so much, so let's do it again in this life. Kind of feeling. Yeah, true love, this life is once in a lifetime, and you might even do it again in the next life. You know, I feel like no matter where you reincarnate or rebirth, I feel like you both promise or make a vow that you still gonna choose each other and be married to each other again. Fireworks, wow. Yeah, I feel like the black egg love language is very honest. They're very honest to you, I mean to the crow, and they will make sure that the relationship is not tainted, as in this relationship, like I mentioned, is very sacred. Your marriage life or your relationship is very sacred, and the black egg will make sure that nothing would taint that in a way of like ego mindset, shadow mindset, anything that would make this relationship not pure. You know, I feel like the egg is very adamant on keeping this relationship sacred, keeping it pure, keeping it a spiritual connection. Yeah, so that's the love language. Type 2, I'm gonna give you a poem, an original poem written by me from my love poetry journal that's full of love poems. So let's see. Type 2, I am going to give you 2 poems instead of 1. Usually I just give each pie 1 poem, but it seemed like it seemed like 2 poems is calling to you, so I'm gonna give maybe 1 poem is from the black egg and 1 poem is from the crow, so to represent each individual point in the marriage life. But yeah, this poem, number 1, is called Some Question Need Not Answer. I'm just gonna read it. Some question need not answer, because I know the truth in my soul, even when I am not told. That like the sky is blue, I know that I love you. And like the sun and the moon, we existed together in tandem, in tune. I rise, you rest. I rest, you rise. Another question goes unasked, because I know already. Because I already know you're mine. You keep me grounded. You make me want to be kind. You make me want to save myself from my self-inflicted hell. With your divine hand, you reach out and granted me absolution. I often wonder, does true perfection exist? And by your literal existence, you have answered my question. I feel like this poem is from the black egg point of view in the marriage, and I feel like they in the relationship, in the marriage, they can accept the truth in their life, and I feel like they want to be better. They want to take care of themselves in the relationship, to rise up, to be a better person in the relationship, to be a better person, yeah. And number 27, together. And I feel like this might be from the crow perspective in the marriage. Okay, I'm just gonna read it. I've been missing you more so than ever before. Nothing is new. You are still not here, but too real you feel. Like we have been together already, but that's impossible. What I'm feeling is only energy. However, that is enough for now to show me how reality does not dictate our soul connection, because each other we already know, and we have met in the other dimension. You are here. You have always been here, always there for me when I truly needed someone. So I feel like I mentioned, the crow is very psychic. I feel like you and your person are psychic, and your connection is very strong, and you can feel each other. Like I mentioned, feel each other even before you guys met, or even during and after. Like your energy is always together already. And this poem might represent the before you guys meet and get married. And even before you guys meet and get married, you can see that you can feel the energy already. Even though your 3D is not together, for some of you, you are together already in other dimension. In the 5D, your higher self is already together. That's why you already feel each other energy, and your past life is already together. Yeah. So that's your reading, Pi 2. So let me know what you think in the comment, and thank you for listening and for being here with me. And if you want to read more of my original poetry, you can follow my Instagram in the description below. And thank you so much. Bye bye. Hello, Pi 3. Whoever chooses this raw moonstone. So, what does your married life look like with your person, with your partner? And if marriage does not resonate with you, then just what does your life look like with your lifelong partner, or what does cohabiting with your partner is like? So I already draw the card. This is the animal spirit card. It's gonna represent one of you in the marriage, and you got the cheetahs, and the second person in the marriage is represented by the shark and the fish. And the energy representing between you guys is represented by the Ace of Diamond, Ace of Pentacle, or the World. And this is a love quote from the cheetah. Everybody's got a dark side. Do you love me? Can you love mine? And from the sharks and the fish, just one word from you, and I am bound. I feel belong and so profound. You feel like home, my sacred ground. So this is from one of my poems. If I can't find the cure, I'll fix you with my love. And if you say you're okay, I'm gonna heal you anyway. Promise I'll always be there. Promise I'll be the cure. So this is a song called The Cure by Lady Gaga. It's such a great song. I think this song might be significant in your married life. Have a listen to it if you want, because it's an amazing song. It's one of my favorite songs ever. So yeah, so that's the card. Right away, I don't know, to be honest, I don't know which one you are in the marriage. So claim the animal that you resonate with. But right away, the cheetah is fire sign, so person A might be a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and person B is a fish or water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah. 3, to have your marriage represented by the world is such a good card. So what your married life is like is that you complete each other with the world card, and I feel like you guys are in movement a lot. I feel like you guys travel a lot together or do a lot of activity together. Like your marriage life is not boring at all, or even you could say passive. Yeah, it involves a lot of movement. Like I feel like you guys have a lot of things in common, or like to do a lot of things in common. Like for example, you might like hiking, you both might like hiking, or if one of you like hiking, the other person wouldn't mind like go hiking with their partner. So you both like in your marriage life, I see you guys doing things together a lot. Like you are on the go, and you guys might travel together a lot. Like maybe that's one thing you want to do or aim to do, even as an individual, like to travel a lot. But I see you do that with your partner in your married life. And even though you are married, I feel like there isn't really a settling down, because like I said, you guys always on the go, always find things to do, always travel. It's like you are on an adventure. Like the phrase is like partner in crimes together, things to do. You guys are the type to like best friend kind of vibe. You guys are best friend first and foremost, and even if your status is different, even if you're married, you still remain best friend. And I feel like you share secret together a lot in your marriage. It's like there isn't a secret between you two. You are honest with each other. Like if you have a secret that you're afraid to tell people, I feel like you wouldn't mind telling each other. Like for example, just a small example, it's like if you have a secret about you like peanut butter and jelly, but also mayonnaise on that. It's like really unconventional things, like preference that you maybe feel a bit embarrassed or shameful to bear that to others. But I feel like you guys know each other's secrets and each other weird like or dislike or weird interests or weird quirks. Yeah, like I said, best friend vibes. Like you don't keep things from each other. If you have a weird habit of like weird eating habit, like I said, weird combination, or you do, or like weird habits, like it just come to me. For example, it's like one of you have a weird habit of watching a movie backwards. That's if there's a weird behavior like that, you guys are comfortable like showing yourself or bearing your, you could say, dark side, your shadow side, your unconventional side to each other. You wouldn't mind being weird together. Yeah, I feel like you fit together really well. Your marriage life is a bit unconventional as well, because like I said, you're not like settling down like normally, because you guys have a lot of plan, as in plan of activity, plan of thing to do. It's like, oh, we're not gonna like settle down yet because we have planned to travel. For example, we have planned to travel all the countries in Europe, just an example like that. It's like you guys have things to do, you know, and you will do them together with each other, by each other's side, and you guys complete each other like a puzzle piece. You guys are like a set, you know, what's come in a set. Excuse my example, it's like a, you know, shoe. You don't just buy one shoe, you buy two. You know, it's just, excuse my example, it's just like that energy. You guys feel like a set to people around you. I guess, you know, when people see one of you, people will immediately wonder where the other is, because it's like they feel, this is from a perspective of the people, they feel like you guys should be together or always come together or feel right with each other. Yeah, that's a perspective from other people, how they see you as a couple, as a married couple. They see you as a set. You feel very familiar, but you can see the animals. This is a cheetah and this is water. So one of you might be very emotional, very psychic, and very nurturing. And this one, the cheetah, is very action orientated, very passionate, very a go-getter, very bright, and they quite a happy person. I feel like you guys you have opposite personality, but you just fit with each other so well. It's like a paradox, honestly. Like I said, your marriage life is that you not afraid to bear your own dark side, your own secret, your own weird or unconventional habits or behavior to each other. It's like you can take each other in every capacity. For example, if the shark, the fish have a stressful day and they might, you know, lash out because of the stress, or if they're angry, you work together in a way that, if it's a normal couple, you would say that would escalate into a problem, into an argument, into you could say projection, or into like a huge argument, you know. But I feel like when that happened with you guys as a married couple, the cheetah know how to, you could say, take it or de-escalate, or they are very understanding, or they can tolerate the human or the shadow behavior, and vice versa. It's like if one of you have a shadow trait, emerging or acting out of shadow or ego, it's like if one of you do that, the other is very forgiving and also good at handling. Yeah, you guys are good at handling each other dark side, yeah, unreasonable side or childish side in a way. It's not like you bring out those sides from each other. It's not that at all. It's like you can be like with the world, you both can be whole with each other. Like you don't have to always be the best, or appear to be best, or appear to be happy, appear to be, you know, light or good to each other. It's like we as a human, we have two sides, or we have many sides. In fact, we have the light side, the shadow side. We have a good side, bad side, depressed side, happy side. And I feel like you both can be everything in yourself with each other without being fear that you're gonna get judged, or you're gonna get rejected, or you're gonna resent each other or argue, or, you know, like if, for example, a normal couple have a shadow side, and if both of that couple didn't do work on their individual self, their shadow side can escalate or bring out their partner's shadow side, and it will, you know, turn into, you could say, a mess. But you guys are really good at handling or understanding and forgiving each other dark side, each other's shadow side, understanding it, and not afraid to show it, not afraid to be whole, not afraid to be imperfect, not afraid to be human with each other. And that's amazing. Like I said, best friend vibe to this partnership, because if you have a best friend, you would know that you literally can be anything and they will still love you. If, like, for example, if your best friend see that you're being a bit, self-centered, maybe a bit egocentric, they would call you out. They wouldn't let you off the hook if they see you being unreasonable or you're doing self-sabotaging tendency. Your best friend, if they're a real best friend, they would call you out, set you straight, and tell you what you need to work on. Yeah, because they care about you. It's like that vibe. Your partnership is like that. If one person see that the other person needs some work on some area, they will be honest and tell them that, and tell them what you need to work on this, and the other person will receive that not criticism, what you called it, receive that not as a criticism but as a constructive judgment. Is that what it's called? Constructive criticism. Yeah, and apply it. It's like you help each other grow. This relationship is very comfortable. You guys are very comfortable with each other in your married life. I can see that. Like I said, you do everything together. You are the couple that would go to the bathroom together, use the bathroom together. For example, one person would take a shower, the other would brush their teeth. It's very comfortable. And I feel like you both, despite being a different species, animals, I feel like you both have the same goal in life. Your value might be the same, and I feel like you have the same passion in life, the same zest for life, this wanderlust, this lust for life, explorative energy, adventurous energy. You both share this passion in life. You want to explore the world, you want to go on adventure, and I think you plan to do that when you didn't meet this person yet, and when you get married, maybe that's the reason you marry each other, because you have the same passion in life. It's there's a lot to discover in life, and we're gonna do it together. And no matter what we encounter, we're gonna be a team. It's that quoted thing I read in Instagram is if there's a problem in the relationship, it's not you versus them, it's you guys versus the problem. Yeah, that's your relationship in a nutshell. And there might be, in your marriage, there might be a little bit of codependency, but not in I don't use that word lightly, but it's it's not in a negative way or in a worrying way. It's just that like I said, you two come in a set, you go together anywhere you always go together as a team. So it's kind of bit of, you do everything together, so it's a bit of a bit codependency, but not, like I said, not in a worrying way or anything, not in a dysfunctional way. You can still do things alone, and I feel like if you have to, you would want, if you have to, you guys can do things by yourself. You can go for a run by yourself, you can go to grocery store by yourself, you go to work by yourself, but I think you prefer to do things together, to experience things together. If I'm going for a run, my partner is coming with me. If I'm going to the grocery store, my partner is coming with me. If I'm going to a doctor appointment, my partner is coming with me. Even if I'm going to a friend party and my partner don't know that friend, they're still coming with me. It's you guys love each other company, and I don't think it's a bit addictive, maybe even obsessive, but it's not negative in any way. It's not like I said, they're functional. It's just you guys prefer to be together and to do things together. And some people might find that adorable or cute, but some people might, like I said, see you as a set, and they might find it strange if they only see one of you and not two of you. It's that energy. Marriage life, part 3, is really fun, extremely fun, like never boring. Like I said, you will do a lot of things, discover a lot of things. You will have a lot of fun. It's like you both operate in an inner child energy. It's like when you're together, your marriage life, you bring each other inner child to the forefront, and you see the world as a playground, and you play together basically having fun. And yeah, you both encourage each other to try new things. If one of you want to try go-karting, like a go-kart car, is that what you call? The other would, book a ticket, find a way to get the other there, like very encouraging, and they would be very supportive and try that new hobby with their partner. It's like if one of you want to learn a new recipe for cooking, the other will be like right there with you, helping you, learning with you. Not only are you guys supportive of each other, you guys are very involved as well. You might share the same friend group, you might, like I said, this is the best friend vibe, so only take it if you resonate. You might marry your best friend for some of you, so you might share the same friend group. And I see like your married life, if you share the same friend group, like your married life would do a lot of group activities. And that example, if it's in a group activities of a group of friends, right? You guys are that couple in that group of friends. Are so in tune with each other. You are the couple in this marriage life that would finish each other's sentences and even food. Like I think you guys love, like I said, love doing the same activity, same interest, but also like you might have the same taste in food. Like you might love the same food, love the same style, like you can wear each other clothes, like you love the same style of clothes, and you like sharing clothes, and as well as food, like you love eating the same thing and you might hate eating the same thing. So you might finish each other's food if one person didn't finish their food. It's like this energy of you there to complete each other. It's not implying that you are, not whole without each other or anything. It's not that kind of energy. It's more of there's extra cushion for me to fall on, if you know what I mean. Extra protective shield behind me, extra supportive hand beside me. And like I said, you guys don't let each other get away with anything. I think this marriage relationship, when you guys marry each other or are together, you guys will grow a lot as an individual as well as a couple. This is a relationship of growth because, like I said, you guys don't let each other get away with anything, with any bullshit stuff. It's like you guys will call each other out if one of you is acting in an egocentric way, or one of you is not being honest, or one of you is too scared to go after their dream, or being afraid of being authentic. Like you both are there to watch out for each other, and to help each other grow. Like this relationship will be anything but stagnant and still. It's always be in motion, as well as it's always be growing and evolving, and evolution. It help you guys grow, like I said, as individual as well as couple. It's like in order to grow, we need to know what we need to work on, right? To grow, to change. And we usually do that by ourselves, by noticing, by reflecting, by journaling. But if there's someone beside you who you could say point it out, or lovingly comment, or lovingly help you identify what you need to work on without judgment, we can accept that, and we can grow faster, if you know what I mean, if we have a third point perspective on what we need to work on. And yeah, as well as it's not just growth and development as well. If one of you guys accomplish something, you guys are not shy to let the other know. You know, if one of you accomplish a goal, like for example, if one of you have a goal of going sober for a month and they accomplish that, the other of you will, you know, throw a party, like really celebrate your partner accomplishment, celebrate, like throw a party, congratulate them, say they did a good job, that they, you know, went sober for a month, just an example. So if one of you accomplish a goal, whether it's big or small, it goes unnoticed, and you both celebrate each other's small wins. Yeah. For example, it's like, oh, you didn't drink coffee today, good job. It's like you both notice each other, you could say behavior, but more of like will to do something. It's like, oh, today you didn't curse one, good job. It's like very encouraging. Yeah, it's like, oh, you notice, it's, you guys pay attention to each other a lot, or you're just in tune to each other naturally. You just notice things about each other naturally because you guys just, you know, together all the time, and you notice when like your partner didn't drink coffee today, so you just, and you know that they're intent to do that, so you just comment like, oh, good job. It's just an example. It's yeah, small detail like that, small things like that really solidify or really show that your marriage life is based on basic foundation. Yeah, that really keep your relationship growing. It's a bit like you're the type of married couple that if you do have to go somewhere alone, like for example, attend an event alone, one of you have to attend an event alone, a work event, you would really miss your partner, your spouse at home. Yeah, you would be that type of couple that would be like, oh, I wish they could come, or I want to go home so I can, you know, spend time with them instead. Yeah, it's very sweet, it's very cute. And yeah, it's like you're the type of couple that never get bored with each other, because I feel like I said, you grow a lot with each other and as individuals. So when you grow a lot, you go through a lot of changes and identity changes, and when you grow, you change in different way, in interests, in values. So when you grow and change a lot, it's hardly boring, so you have to adjust to the change and the growth. And yeah, it's like a balancing act. It's like if one of you evolve faster than the other in the marriage life, the other would, you know, like I said, help the other identify or call out reason why they're not changing, or they're not growing in a loving and good intention way, and the other person would go, oh wait, you're right, like I'm not changing because, for example, I'm not changing because I'm scared of what people might think of me. But then when their partner reassure them that it's okay to grow and be different, then yeah, it's just like that example, like you guys are not afraid to be yourself with each other. And yeah, that's amazing, because sometimes we're human, so sometimes we can feel like we don't really love ourselves 100% sometimes, but sometimes we feel like we really love ourselves. But sometimes, you know, emotion can have a way of convincing us that we're not enough, or we don't love ourselves today. Your marriage is a good base when one of you feel like that. Yeah, it's like when one of you feel these kind of shadow emotion, one of you will become a safe space, or a safe space for the other to exist in, you could say, that kind of shadow or negative vibration, because in order to to get it out, in order to let it flow. And that's a really reliable partner. Yeah, you both are very reliable partner to each other. It's like you can tell each other anything, and the other person would take it in stride, or even encourage it. It's like, oh, for example, if one person said, oh, I love to watch movie backwards, like I love to watch movie from the end to the beginning, start from the end to the beginning. That's a weird example, but like the partner in this marriage would go, oh, that's weird, but we can do that. And they just indulge the other partner and don't mind. Yeah, it's very sweet. So by 3, that's your marriage life with your partner. By 3, I'm gonna give you a whisper of love deck to figure out your love language and your spouse love language. So the cheetah love language. Oh, that's too much. I only need one the cheetah love language. Okay. Alright. And then the fish love language. Oh, this flips over. Okay, for the cheetah love language, you got the number 12. Have faith. Trust your fate in this situation. And number 44 for the fish love language, get to know each other, learn to meet another needs for love. Yeah, with the butterfly here, I feel like your relationship grow, like transform a lot, and grow a lot, and evolutionize a lot, as in like I mentioned. Yeah, I feel like if you guys are married, for example, if you marry this year and your dynamic is this way and your relationship is this way, but by next year it transform and change into another dynamic, because you both grow so much, and yeah, you guys change a lot as a couple and as individually. But like, have faith, trust your faith in this situation. It's like that when we grow or when we change, we sometimes might lose relationship or people, and things might fall away because our values change and we don't align with them, and our preference and interest change. And it could be quite a sad or devastating process if we don't want to lose a relationship. But I feel like in why this is a love language for the cheetah, is like they have a lot of faith in this relationship, and they have a lot of faith in you guys' marriage or love for each other. It's like, I have faith that even if I change into a new person or change 1,000 times, we would still be together, we would still fall in love with each other. Like, their faith in the cheetah, faith in the fish is very strong. It's like, even if I change or even if you change, even if we grow or transform, no matter how many times, I have faith that we still fall in love and be together. Yeah, so that's amazing, honestly. And for the fish, number 44. So number 44 might be significant. 44 is about like stability, security, and protection. Yeah, I feel like you guys are very secure, and this relationship is very stable, and you guys are very protective of each other. As in, when I said you guys are have no problem or comfortable showing each other, the unconventional, the maybe even embarrassed side of yourself, the shadow side of yourself, you guys feel very protective of that side of your partner. Like, for example, if your partner confesses to you that they're scared of a duck, it's just an example. So most people would find that like weird, like, weird, right? It's like, why are you scared of a duck? It's just a duck. But I feel like your partner, if one of you is scared of a duck, for example, the other would be very protective and fight, be very protective of that side, and would take it seriously, would honor that fear. They won't make fun or they won't fight weird. They would really like embrace that fear with their partner and make them feel, don't have to feel, make them feel like they don't have to feel embarrassed or shameful or feel like they're weird for being scared of a duck. That's just an example. It's like that, very protective of each other, unconventional side, or even each other's secrets. The fish love language is get to know each other, learn to meet another need for love. The love language. The fish is a water sign, and the fish might be very emotional, very nurturing, very psychic and intuitive, and their love language is that they always know what the cheetah needs. As in, the cheetah is, cheetah, is an action type of energy. It's like go-getter, fire energy, and sometimes they might be a bit blindsided by their emotion, or a bit they don't know. Like the fish would be, if a cheetah have a moment where they don't understand what they're feeling, being blindsided by the emotion or haven't processed the emotion, the fish love language is very understanding of that. They would help the cheetah catch up or understand or process their emotion without judgment. And they know what the cheetah needs, as in the cheetah might be a bit of a little bit of workaholic. The fish might tell them to rest. They're always in tune. The fish always in tune to their partner needs. So that might be one of their love language. And this remind me with an island and a boat. This remind me of traveling. Both of you might love to travel together to like a lot of tropical countries, like you somewhere with beaches. You both love to, I think, hiking, swimming, diving together, go on a boat, climb a mountain. You both are very adventurous people, very athletic as well, like very athletic, very fit as well. You are the type of married couple, that work out together. Like if one of you go to the gym, the other will also go to the gym and work out together. Might also do couple yoga. And you guys are very happy-go-lucky, like best friend vibes, like married to your best friend, like I mentioned. And you both have a lot of inner joke together. Like you both like to not necessarily gossip, but like you both like to talk with each other about other people, but not in a mean spirit or malicious way, but more in a funny way, more of a inner joke kind of way. And I think you both have the same sense of humor as well. Like I said, you both might like the same style of clothes, the food, and also the same sense of humor. Like you both would be the type to laugh at the same thing, the same joke, even unconventional or like joke that are not necessarily funny to other people, to most people, like dark humor or jokes that people wouldn't normally get, but you both share that very unique, unconventional sense of humor. And there's a crown in both. A crown might be significant to you guys. Also butterflies, that might be a significant symbol in your relationship. As for your wedding, your marriage, your wedding might be very spontaneous. I feel like if one of you propose, like I don't know which one, if one of you propose in this type of relationship, I don't think it's gonna be a planned proposal. I think it's gonna be a very spontaneous one, and a very chill one as well. As in, like, you guys are, for example, you guys are hiking together, climbing a mountain and watching a beautiful view from above, right? Like this is a view of above, looking down on a view you can see. and you both are looking down at this beautiful beautiful landscape, and one of you just go like, for example, one of you just go, do you want to get married? And the other just say, yeah, okay. It's very casual like that. It's nothing extravagant, but very, very genuine, very real, and very, yeah, authentic. You might have a spontaneous wedding. You could say eloping. I feel like you're the type of couple before your marriage, before you become official spouse. I feel like you're the type of couple that already act as if they are married. You know, there's those type of couple that already act as if they're like spouse already, even though they haven't. Yeah, I think you guys' relationship are like that prior to your marriage. So when you're married, it's like nothing changes. Like you just acting normally, acting how, like treating each other, acting the way you did before you marry. Yeah, you guys might love to watch sunsets together. That might be one of your most beloved activity that you like to do together, as well as driving, what you call that, driving around, aimless driving around the countryside, looking at the landscape, you know, driving trip, yeah, together, as well as going on a camping in a caravan together. I see you guys do that as well, camping in a caravan together. Yeah, you guys are a very adventurous couple and have a lot of fun together. In your married life, or you guys as a partner, as a couple, it's very cute, very sweet, very cute, very loving. Yeah, you can tell like from, you could say, an objective perspective or a third perspective, you can tell that you as a couple really love each other, not just as a couple, as in like you guys love each other as partners, as spouse, but also you guys love each other as an individual, you know, not the identity that, oh, I love my spouse. It's not just that. It's like I love the fish as who they are. Like I love this person as the fish, not just the fish, my spouse. You know what I mean? It's like you guys love each other as individual human, yeah, first and foremost. And loving each other as a spouse is like a bonus, you know. I think you, in this relationship, this marriage, I think you guys really admire each other and very inspire each other. If one of you is down, if one of you lack energy, the other would, you know, fill that gap and cheer the other person up, and they would know what to do to cheer the other person up. They would put on their partner's favorite show, or they would bring their favorite food, for example. Yeah, you guys really know what to do to help each other get out of that, you could say like slump kind of energy, like down energy. Yeah, and when you guys are with each other, you guys aren't like, if one of you is down, but if you guys are together, you won't be down for long. Like you can see there, this couple is having a lot of fun. Yeah, and they're smiling. You guys might laugh a lot. Like I said, you share inner joke, and you might like share a lot of laughters, a lot of, you know, really, really, you could say deep laughters, very big laughters. Yeah. Okay, part 3, I'm gonna give you an original poetry written by me. It's a love poem from my love poem poetry journal. This journal is full of love poems, so I'm gonna give you one that represents your marriage life. So I picked this one. It's called Flowing River. So I'm just gonna read it. It flows like a river with you. I don't have to force things. They move on their own. The wind would take us where to go. I feel safe to cry openly. I feel safe to smile sincerely. I don't mind the negativity. You make my world open up. I can see the view from up here. You take my perspective higher. Together we're floating through clouds. Your presence suit the hot lava burning inside. I know when we're together, you are a gift from the divine. Yeah. Like you guys, I feel like you guys feel like you can't imagine life without each other in it. Yeah, you are the type of couple that wouldn't dare imagine a world without your partner in it, because they just couldn't imagine it, you know. It's like, for example, how can you imagine a world without clouds? Yeah, without clouds in the sky, without a phone, you know. It's something like that. It's like you can't imagine, you know, something like that. So I feel like that's how you feel toward each other. It's like, I can't imagine a world without you. Yeah, if there's no you in the world, then it isn't a world at all. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, pie 3. So that's your married life, or your a life with your partner. And I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you do resonate, please don't forget to comment and let me know. And if you like that poem, you can follow my Instagram for more original poetry, as well as I do pick a card reading in a written form in my Tumblr, if you want to go and have a look and read there as well. So the details are below, and thank you so much for listening and being here with me today, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.